Hello and welcome back to the sofa of Andy Collier-talks cricket memorabilia. After last week's lovely day out at Lord's when receiving the Excellence Award, we're back to normality now, and I thought today we'd like to talk about team sheets. We've done signatures and things a couple of weeks ago, so sort of advanced the signatures this week. Just like to start with South Africa, 1935. This was on a Lord's letterhead, which is their famous victory in 1935 when they beat England to win their first series in England. And the South African one there, 1955 set there. Nice thing about this one, this is obviously not an official sheet, but someone has lovingly put that in a little scrapbook of theirs and collected all the signatures, which is quite nice. So someone's took a lot of trouble in getting those signatures. I'm just going to move on now to a couple of other rarer ones. Well, not rare, but that one there is a South African Rebel Tour with Mike Gatting as captain, which caused a bit of a furore. But quite a nice sheet, that one. And then Pakistan team, 1962. Quite a nice sheet and quite a rare sheet there. Unfortunately, missing Ajaz Butt, which is a bit of a blow, but quite a nice set there. There's a couple of other interesting sheets here. Just New Zealand one, which is 1999. Fully signed, that one. That's quite a nice set there, led by Stephen Fleming. Another sheet there, which is not actually a team sheet, but a bit of a memorabilia reunion with Australia and New Zealand, with signatures there, Walter Hadley and Bill Brown. You can see Merv Wallace, Ian Johnson, Keith Miller. This is a reunion at the museum, and quite a nice little sheet. Only Toshak I can see down the bottom there, so that's obviously a good evening there. But quite a nice little team sheet, or old team sheet there. West Indies are quite a favourite of mine, and here we've got three team sheets. This one, 1957 Test match at Lord's. It was a fully signed sheet there with three W's and Gary Sabers and stuff on it. Quite a nice set there. Sorry, not, yeah, Gary Sabers. And this one is 1933. That's from a hotel down in Brighton, which is quite a nice set, all pretty clear signatures. This one, the tour of Australia by the West Indies in 1992-93. All signatures there were just about readable. So we're going to go on to the Australians now. So we've got here, starting on the Coronation Tour, 1953. Nice set, captained by Lindsay Hassett. Quite a nice little set of signatures there. All official, these are official sheets, these ones. 1964, Australians to England. Nice set. Not such a great set. This one is the 56 tour official sheets. This one here, 1980. Nice set there, led by Greg Chappell. All Australians, these ones. A couple of rare ones. This is a facsimile sheet with Jaeger, who used to sponsor their trousers and shirts, etc. That's from the Lord's Test match in 1930. Obviously Bradman's famous tour, but they are facsimiles, but it's quite a nice sheet. This set here, 1930, Australian side, playing the last match at Scarborough against Lewis and Gore's 11, which was ruined by rain, but I understand that Oldfield was injured during that game and Don Bradman took over as wicketkeeper, so a bit more, another string to his all-rounder bow. There's a few 1921 set there, framed. Quite a nice clear set there. The big ship at the top, Warwick Armstrong. And probably my nicest ones of the Australians is the 1909 team. Victor Trumper at the top there. This is at Lord's, the Test match at Lord's, which they won famously. And I think this one was probably given to Ransford after he made the century in the match, and probably presented to him. We're not sure about that, but that's a good excuse for having a newspaper clip and the scorecards in it, surrounded by all the Australian team, which is quite nice. And then the last one actually on the Australian tour is the 1968 team, which this came off of the Cricketers' Bar, the SS Canberra. It's got the tie as well in this one, captained by Bill Lorry, which is quite a nice little set of signatures there, framed. So that's a rarity. Obviously ended up in the Cricketers' Bar from somewhere on the Canberra. Okay, so we're going to go to MCC now. This one, 58-59. Nice set of signatures there on an official sheet with Peter May as captain. So that's quite a nice set there, good condition. This next set was West Indies tour again or MCC tour to West Indies, led by Mike Denness. And on there's John Jameson, who was nominated as a patron to the Cricket Memorabilia Society last week at Lord's. So quite a nice set there. 1982-3 MCC team to Australia, including on there Trevor Jesty, who was a replacement. That's a good. I actually went over there to that tour, saw the end of the Melbourne Test, the famous victory by 3 runs, and then drawing at Sydney when dear old Bob Willis run out Dyson by about 5 yards, and that was the end of that. Give him not out, Mr. Mel Johnson. This one I've shown before, which is the 1903 side to Australia. This one is probably, it's a pen and ink drawing of the Georgian Dragon there, which was probably drawn by Bernard Bosanquet, as he signed it at the bottom there. That's the theory on that one, which is quite a nice set actually. Then getting on to my passion of the boats. This is another way of getting a team list on a bit of paper. This is the Osterley down at Tilbury, the 1921 side. So all the famous players on there, including Rhodes and Hobbs and Dolphin there, Johnny Douglas, who was captain. So quite a nice set, MCC 1920-21. Tooners manager Frank Woolley down there, Waddington. So nice set that. So that's about as far as we can go on team sheets. There's quite a few missing, but you can't collect them all. Obviously we can collect them all, but they come up and they're quite rare and quite sought after. So hopefully that's give you a little idea of what's happening in the collection. Now some good news from David Frith. He's agreed to do some more interviews with his memories and acquaintances with old players. So that's something I'm going to look forward to going to and seeing with him, talking with him, and getting a nice podcast up for you all with some memories of him, which is quite amazing. And he just sits there and he talks about anything really. So if you've got the books on Frith's encounters, that would be quite a nice way to start, with all his encounters with the likes of Percy Fender and Sid Barnes and all that lot. So it should be quite a nice podcast for you all to enjoy. So I hope you enjoyed the look at these signature sheets, some official, some unofficial. I've got one more to show you actually, which I've forgotten about, which is an Australian set. This one is of the Cricket Academy 11 v England A11 in 1992. It's got Adam Gilchrist and Slater, Ricky Ponting on there. But I just wanted to show you there one Simon Cook, who actually came over to England playing for Leamington Spa and whatever you, and then ended up having a couple of games for me as president of Farncombe. Simon Cook, who took over from Glenn McGrath when he was injured in New Zealand, against New Zealand rather, and took a fifer first test match, so he was quite proud of that when we got talking to him. But he had some fascinating stories to tell, so that's quite a nice little sheet there, or a card rather. Okay, thanks. I hope you enjoyed that anyway.